Hello, welcome to the self-learning platform by Dr. Sushma Singh. Today we are going to start Unit 1, Significance of Western Political Thought. And today's topic is also Significance of Western Political Thought. Western political thought since its beginning from ancient Greece has dealt with diverse varieties of issues, and each philosopher has handled them from his own angle. Indeed, the political philosophers have at times disagreed on the solutions, but what is important is the continuity of the issues which have captured their intentions. The major issues relating to politics, that is the content of the Western political tradition, have been the concerns of political philosophers. By attempting to find solutions to these political issues, the political theorists have given the Western political thought not only a direction but also a unity of thought processes. The significance of Western political thought lies in the attempt of the political philosophers to identify political issues and provide solutions, thus giving political thought a meaning and a vision. Sheldon Wallin puts a point saying the designation of certain activities and arrangements as political, the characteristic way that we think about them, and the concepts we employ to communicate our observations and reactions. None of these are written in the nature of things, but are the legacy accruing from historical activities of political philosophers. He states that these political issues, the power relations between government and subject, the nature of political authority, the problem created by social conflicts, purposes and objectives of political activity, and the character and utility of political knowledge. Now the topic is characteristics of the great works of Western political thought. Any writing of the political discourse does not constitute part of the Western political thought, but those which do are rightly described as the great works or classics. It is a classic because it is a class by itself, a work of the first rank and of acknowledged excellence. The classics in political thought include the works of Plato to that of Marx. The word classics signify a conversation of many voices, a dialogue between different perspectives and interpretations of reality as a work. The works on political theory are written by political philosophers from time to time and are related to a particular time, and yet they are timeless. They are timeless because they live in all times and live beyond their own time. They are timeless because they are relevant in all ages, past, present, and future. They are timeless because they highlight problems which are problems for all times to come. Corruption in politics had been a problem in Plato's time, and it is a problem even today. The works are timeless because They deal with issues confronting every age. They are timeless because the themes they touch reflect all times in all circumstances. They are timeless because they live in perpetuity. The works on political theory are not outstanding because what is expressed therein is original and a who said it first type. All the terms such as class struggle, proletariat, bourgeoisie, revolution, surplus value, which Marx used, Isha Berlin says, were not his. That is, he was not the first person who used them, for they have been used by many scholars earlier. But that was not what goes to the credit of Marx. Marx's contribution lies in giving these terms new and definition meanings, and above all, a new political thought built on them. What is original may be an important factor, but what is more important is the understanding of the political situation and giving to the world a new interpretation. That is where lies the importance of Marx and, for that matter, of any political philosopher. The political texts have been contributed a great deal to the evolution of the specialized language, expressed through words, symbols, concepts, and has become the vocabulary of political philosophy. The concept of general will used by Rousseau is an example of such vocabulary. The words such as state of nature, civil society, and the like are other examples. These works in politics by numerous philosophers have enriched our literature. Now let us talk about the relevance of the Western of political thought. Western political thought is political theory spread over history. It is the embodiment of the writings of numerous philosophers. These writings are works in the field of political science which have stood the test of time. They live, they have survived through ages because of their instinct worth. They remain interesting and instructive because of their perennial themes, sound comprehension, subtle style, and profound analysis. They wield great influence and are basically suggestive. The works of political thought are outstanding not because they are universally praised. In fact, they are neither praised nor denounced. Plato is rated very high by some like Barker, Wild, Whitehead, who go to the extent of saying that all subsequent philosophy is a footnote to Plato, while others such as Popper, Crossman, and Winspear condemned him as fascist, totalitarian, and enemy of democracy. And its enemies, Machiavelli, to take another example, has been denounced by Catholic writers such as Butterfield, but has been admired by secular scholars such as Aline, Gramsci, and Volin. These works on political thought flourish because they are continuously studied, interpreted, and discussed. Each subsequent reading gives a new and fresh orientation. They are a great aid to thinking. It is in this sense that they are suggestive. Plato does not impose his communistic device for acceptance, but he does stimulate our mind and reactivate it to think other possible devices. They are not only suggestive but are essentially inspirational. About the importance of the Western political thought, Sheldon Wolin writes, in teaching about the past theories, the theorist is engaged in the task of political unitation, that is, of introducing new generations of the students to the complexities of politics and the efforts of the theorist to confront its predicament of developing the capacity for discriminating judgment and of cultivating that sense of significance, which is vital to the scientific inquiry but cannot be furnished by scientific methods, and of exploring the ways in which new theoretical vistas are opened. Dilthey also says, in studying classic, we construct our life experience with the aid of experience of the great thinkers. Communication with their experiences enriches our own experience. After all, did not Karl Marx write only music can awaken the musical sense in man? The great tradition of Western political theory from Plato to Hegel deals exhaustively with the major contradictions and dimensions of the political process. Their importance is exhibited by the fact that through they were primarily concerned with the immediate problems besetting their contemporary situation, yet they were able to transcend their localism. In the process, they were able to provide a framework of analysis that would enrich other periods as well by their penetrating insights and thoughtful reflections on perennial problem of politics, power, authority, legitimacy, equality, and order. They are masterpieces as they do not belong to any one culture, civilization, or time, but cherished by the entire humankind. In the end, let us look at the summary of the unit. Political thought may be understood as the description of the political ideas of a host of political philosophers from the ancient Greeks. If we are trying to know what it is in the West, it is the sum total of the ideas as matters relating to politics, state, and government as expressed by thinkers from time to time. It is a narration of the thought of the political theorist. It is, as in the West, a history, a tradition, and a culture. It is not the entire political science because it refuses to reject its historical base. It is essentially historical, logical, ideological, evaluational, and methodological. Western political thought is rich in its contents. It has helped in starting the utility of political institutions, political procedures to be followed. It has given the Western tradition values such as democracy, nationalism, liberty, justice, and above all, the two parallel pillars, idealism and realism, on which rests the major framework of political theory within which most theorists operate. Western political theory is objective, illuminative, ethical, and educative. Wallin concludes, since the history of the political philosophy is an intellectual development wherein successive thinkers have added new dimensions to the analysis and understanding of politics, an inquiry into that development is not so much a venture into antiquarianism as is a form of political education. Now we want to wind up today's lecture. Thank you so much for your attention, and we have come to the end of the unit also.